so I think I might have chopped it off just so it'll be clear on the slide, but that's a really good point.
Maybe helping them separate letters more, like a box where we fill in and maybe we copy words down and we put a letter so there's that spaces built in. Because they kind of, unless they're learning cursive and they're very, very small, like it's all together in one line.
I think cursive is no longer a standard. It used to be a third grade standard in California.
That looks like my cursive.
Yeah, don't ask any of my students cursive. But so, and there's definitely, we'll get into a lot of like ways that you can work on this, but even just point out like some distinctions there, like even at the level of the letter, that like we were pointing out that like working on forming letters, but then be a separate point of like leaving space between letters. So my point of like looking at this before we look at the actual continuum is that a lot of this is intuitive, and a lot of it's just looking at student work and thinking about what do you see, what would you work on next. But it is helpful to have a more formal way of looking at it. So if you pull up the handouts from the email that Joy sent you, I want you to go to the Writing Developmental Continuum, and the first page of it on the handout is going to look like this. If you weren't able to find it right away, that's fine. You can look on to someone else, but do make sure you get this at some point, because I think it's going to be really important to do that going forward. Oh, you did? Oh. Then maybe some of you have seen this before. If you haven't, there's different levels of writing, going from an emerging writer to a fairly conventional writing. Something that I might see up in middle elementary grades. And there's descriptors at each level. One thing just to pay attention to, there's different directions for the descriptors at each level. For some, it's that all the descriptors must be present for it to be at that level. Later on, it's like there's 7, they have to be at least 5. So just notice that. And I just really like the fact that it has the actual example of the student writing, so that you can get a sense of what it would look like. So I want you to take the next 3 minutes, look through the continuum, and then talk to people around you of what do you notice on the continuum, and thinking about your students this summer, if you've had a chance to look at their writing, about what kind of writing they're introducing.